Welcome back to The Rising Tide. You'll notice things look a bit different because it's my channel and of course something has immediately gone wrong. Episode 3, as was, the recording software just didn't record. No idea why. I come out of the game and at some point it has closed of its own volition. So let me talk you through what's happened. First of all, our navy got decked. We went exploring up here. There was a bunch of aliens around the nest and we got caught out of position rather badly and got smashed. I have, however, managed to somewhere, I think, build a replacement sub somewhere. Yeah, up here. We expanded, so we have a very small city out on this island, mainly to get our hands on the xenomass and the float stone and this floating alien structure here. Also, we have expanded a bit down here, so we're starting to put some tile improvements down there. And we ran into the Americans up here. Aside from that, you'll notice we've got some supremacy and purity affinity points have come in. And we have begun taking a look at the hydrocoral brains as part of a grand overarching quest related to this thing. Other than that, nothing major to report really. We're building quite friendly relations with the Koreans over here, and the French Franco-Iberians, wherever they are. I'm going to start exploring up here now. We're quite close, and it's some more civilizations that maybe can help us contain the Americans. I'm always very suspicious of the Americans. They tend to dabble because they specialise in it in covert ops, which can be very disruptive. They also tend to be quite aggressive. They remind me very much of Washington in the Civ 5 game. So basically I want to move quite quickly to contain them. I don't plan to be aggressive, but what I could really do without is, first of all, I don't really want them getting their hands on ferraxite. Not much I can do about this deposit over here, but this the 7 on this tile, which is a bit too much. And just really controlling their access to stuff like floatstone and ferraxite and xenomass is going to be helpful. I'm not sure how far we're going to have the capability to do it. I mean, they're also... What I really want is to make sure they expand no further than this. I want them contained behind this mountain range, and they can expand up here all they like. But as to how I can make that happen at this moment, very hard to say. Any outpost I put here will not only upset them, but it will cause tension to rise between our civilizations, which is not something that we really want right now, given they have a willingness really to sort of single-mindedly come after you. Deep Castle's doing very, very well. What I've done is begun researching ultrasonic fence. The reason for that is that it comes with a quest decision which will allow us to basically create a portable version of the fence and stick it on our trade vehicles so they don't get harassed by aliens at least. And as predicted, a health problem has developed, which is slowing our outpost growth. It's slowing our scientific progress as well because of some of the perks we've got. I'm going to move to address that as soon as I can. Really, I need to work on my cultural growth, which is why I haven't used this colonist I got. I took a virtue, which gives us a free colonist. I'm not placing it just yet. Still, our focus really remains down here. We've discovered there are a lot of aliens down here kicking around, and we've lost some units. We lost one of our marines, and we lost an explorer. Which it makes sense that they'd be down there. There's also a sea dragon in here, stopping us getting to that progenitor ruin. So we have a lot of work to do. See, this is why I love this game. It gets you thinking on this big scale and thinking across the long term. What do we focus on first? I mean, down here secures us a lot of resources. I mean, a serious amount of resources. I do love that we've got this sort of mountain range as a natural border between us and our enemies. There's basalt and silica over there, which we could really use. Yeah, this here, we're going to have to be homebodies, I think, before we go on any grand adventures. I will still try and make contact with the guys up here, mainly because, as I stated in the last video, which you won't see now, our naval focus is going to be very interesting for me. It's not a style I normally play, but also I like the idea of being sort of a small Scandinavian, I suppose, in terms of the real world, a small, open, international trading economy. So my navy is important to maintain those lifelines, but at the same time, it's very much a defensive decision rather than offensive. If you're looking for a player who's going to go around conquering everyone, don't expect it to be me. Usually I would, and I am speccing into purity and supremacy, which usually indicates an aggressive posture. But I'm building the civilization I want to build, or would like to build. It might not be optimal, so if you're a bit of a min-maxer, it's going to be driving you nuts, I'm afraid. But, you know, this is... I'm going to try and sort of demonstrate my vision for a better world. Or at least one that's better for me. Let's crack on. I'm also back on the budget energy drinks. So I'm going to heal up this explorer on this island. That was the last thing I remember. And we're still dealing with the hydrocoral problem because we don't want it to block up our seaways. I've got a sunken spacecraft there, which I'll probably take care of with an explorer once this worker is finished. Our economy's in actually quite good health, so I'll just keep pressing on with these turns.
You have several artifacts in your library that can be researched for...
I know I've got several artifacts, but do I have enough? That reminds me, we unlocked some cool stuff. I can't remember if that was in episode 2 or 3, so I'll talk you through it. We unlocked... which was just built actually. Oh, we definitely want a tidal turbine and a dry dock before we start rebuilding our navy, I think. So, if we go here and see what we've got. This interface drives me nuts. Here we go. You'll notice that we have Xenomass Bathhouse. We unlocked that. That's not something that just comes about organically. We unlocked that through researching some artifacts. And we also unlocked something else, which I've now forgotten, so that's good. We unlocked something that... oh, that was it. It was... we have a greater ability to perform covert ops, and I was really pleased about it because these guys are dirty bastards who work very heavily with covert operations, and it will serve as a good counter to them, which is why I was researching to unlock a spy agency for us, so we can sort of get on top of that problem before it becomes a problem. So we'll launch another solar collector. I'm neglecting my orbital tile. It's amazing how much there is to do at this stage of the game, which I really do enjoy. We've got a clinic building to deal with our health problems a little bit. What was it I wanted to do? Oh, that was it. I want to get my hands on some petroleum. So let's do that. What's in here? Nothing of interest. Yeah, it's getting a bit expensive to keep buying land like that, but that is important. Can I actually, thinking about it, can I afford a worker? Oh, not far off. Not far off at all. So we'll keep jogging through the turns. Keep this sub out on patrol. And the good thing is we've got quite a small area to worry about in patrol terms. So we're also building a facility to take advantage of the geothermal power here, which I'm super happy about. Very useful. Very useful indeed. There was something else on my mind, but it's completely gone. Our health problem is continuing to worsen. Not so thrilled about that. Oh, that was a catastrophic misstep, I think. Let's see if they actually attack us. In the meantime, you are going to need... Is there anything here that boosts our health? Or science? See, at some point it's going to need a xenomass bathhouse because it's our only land city. So all our land units will benefit from that. The reason I'm excited about the xenomass bathhouse is because it heals units based in a city to 100% health after one turn, no matter how injured they are. And I don't need to tell you how awesome that is. I'll tell you what we will do. It's recommending the vivarium. Let's do that. Secure some food production. We're also going to have to spend some of our diplomatic capital, I think. So let's see what agreements we can get with people. I think last time I also discussed the benefits of changing your character traits, which you can do. Actually, it might have been episode 2, so maybe I'm going over this again for no reason, but I did take the precise military trait, so we get science for killing enemy units. I won't upgrade that because I want to make friends with people.
Hola, how can I help you?
Not necessarily you, but what potential agreements have you got for me? +2 sight range for covert agents in foreign cities. Covert agents are recruited at 1 rank higher than normal. That could be useful. Military convoys. I've already got that agreement with the French. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take that because our spy agency will be up and running soon. Okay, she's happy with that. The Koreans are actually our main friends at the moment. They've got a very high level of respect for us. So what I'd like to do is 2+ science from strategic resources. That's very useful. They're not prepared to let us get that sort of advantage. Fair enough. But let's be allies, eh? Perfect, so we now have an ally. That's good, we need that. And it's another... They're likely to be a naval power, so very, very, very beneficial for us to sort of not butt heads with them straight away. What's my affinity looking like? Level 2 purity. I really want to spec here, to be honest. Browse all potential agreements. What else have we got? So we can... He won't give us conservation areas, I don't think. Production costs for city buildings that produce culture reduced by 15%. That would be good as well. Let's ask again. No, they're really not keen to give us that. What about shock and awe? That could be useful since we're clearing out alien nests. Or National Science Foundation. Let's see if they'll... No, they really don't like us doing anything sciencey.
Bonjour, mon ami.
See what the French have. Oh, think tanks could be useful. Very useful. I'm going to save up for that. Oh, the Americans are happy that we're making friends. That's good. Let's see if we can't
Bonjour,
change
mon
our
ami.
relationship to cooperative. Okay, so we're now cooperating with them as well. Production up here. Oh, yeah, we need a trade depot. I don't think that's really optional. Let's go for that trade depot. My neighbours are very, very loud. I'm not sure if you can hear that. And I'm going to... I could purchase the Explorer or I could purchase a clinic. Our economy is so strong. I'm going to purchase the Explorer because we have things to get. We have things to deal with. You have some work to do. We need to start getting some veterancy on this thing. Right, we've got an Explorer. You can wait there until we've cleared out that northern pass. You are healthy again. Let's get you up here. You can skip a turn. And you can construct a farm. Progress, people, progress. Okay, so we've got some ability to provide security to this expedition. Okay, so quest decision. With the completion of the thorium reactor, our colony is producing significantly more energy. It is producing so much more energy, in fact, that the number of labourers are lobbying for increased return on their labour. They have begun the process of organising into a labour union, which will undoubtedly incorporate future thorium reactor sites. Disband the union for +3 energy. Allow union for +1 production. Our economy is in good health, and I believe in trade unions. I think you should have a voice at your work, so we'll allow that. Now, what are we producing down here? Dry dock, that was it. Need to clear that alien nest out next. Come on, there we go. He really does like us having population growth. It's interesting to find out what each civilization appreciates. No, stop it, stop it. God damn it. So, right, get out of that water. Okay, so we have some quest decisions to look at. The beasts are real, yells recovering victim Daniel Drake. Our efforts in Deep Castle have managed to revive 2 survivors who were dragged from their homes 7 nights ago. They snatched my boy Sean from his bed with a million spiny arms. I was in the kitchen and came running to his screams. 100 tiny eyes and 20 mouths is all I saw before they were off with me too. We may have a problem. Both Drakes recall being dragged to a nearby cave where a dozen large aliens met as a pack. The group attempted to approach the Drakes but were seemingly held at bay. At some point, I switched on my communication watch to try and call for help. The city's network don't reach that far, but as soon as my watch was on, the bristly bastards stayed away. Drake Jr. chimed in. After a while, they all ran off. Later, we heard more screaming from the town. It seems that our fair new city might have an unfortunate location. We have two options now. We can attempt to ward these aliens off with an electromagnetic barrier. However, our best bet may be to bait vanishers with our own food to capture and study even more closely. To bait them continues to harmony. No, we want to deter them. Bugger off. A scientist working at our vivarium has made a profound discovery. The xenocyte cultures she has developed have unique reactions to tissue from Earth organisms. She claims they could be used to make Earth-alien hybrid organs. Her colleagues condemn her work as dangerous and unethical, meddling in alien biology before we fully understand the consequences. They are threatening to shut down the project. Continuing the research is +1 science. Stop the project is +1 food. +1 science, baby. Got veterancy for our submarine, very useful. What we're producing down here. I think it's time that we began rebuilding our navy a bit. So let's get ourselves a... Let's get a cutter. We need a patrol boat. Our ultrasonic barrier appears to be holding the vanishers at bay. Still, we don't know how well or for how long. To truly protect Deep Castle, we must take further steps to defend against these monsters. While killing them is certainly one option, we can't ignore that there are likely more packs nearby. By devoting an area of our city to housing and studying a small group of vanishers, we can study the potential danger. Study them in captivity is to purity. Exterminate every last one is supremacy. We need a point in supremacy. Yeah, let's do that. Well, agreement's been cancelled. Skunk works, that's fine. You can heal up. You can pillage that. New diplomacy.
Le commerce fonctionne quand on
Yeah,
comprend
we want that diplomatic remember how to speak, Ben. Diplomatic capital. I really want some more artifacts. So hopefully this expedition turns up an artifact. That's the goal. And once we've got another boat in the water, I'll probably move this sub up here and try and gain some veterancy back, because we lost our 2 veteran naval units, which were really important. Ah, the Pan-Asian Cooperative. Yeah, they are already quite powerful, and I can tell that because they've got low diplomatic capital, which means they're spending it. And they've got a buttload of traits. They've got a 20% increased duration for orbital units, orbital coverage increased by 1, and they gain culture when killing a unit in combat. They are definitely playing the orbital level game here. We will see next turn what we can get out of them. Oh, their patrol boats are getting fucked up. Let's move this boat up. Okay. Up here we want a trade vessel. And please. No, back in a moment.